You're paying someone else's mortgage. You're building their wealth. You're paying down their loan. And you know what? You get no credit for it. You're just in this never-ending hamster wheel of paying someone else's debt off. You don't get the equity. You don't get to build legacy. You don't get to build your credit. You simply are just paying somebody else. Whether you're ready now or just starting your journey, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Hey friends, welcome back to the Purchase Path. My name is Des Losberg. I'm owner of Azcension Homes. And today we are going to talk about why renting sucks. So we ultimately want to help you, the renter, buy your first home. And we do this by having one home ownership conversation at a time. So in our last episode, we talked about it, what the pros, the cons of renting versus owning. And let's be real, renting sucks. You're paying someone else's mortgage. You're building their wealth. You're paying down their loan. And you know what? You get no credit for it. You're just in this never-ending hamster wheel of paying someone else's debt off. You don't get the equity. You don't get to build legacy. You don't get to build your credit. You simply are just paying somebody else. But today, we're going to flip that script. I want to talk about what actually happens when you cross that bridge from renting to owning and buy your first home. Because the truth is, it's not just financial benefits. It's about the mindset shift and the pride of ownership of owning your home. No longer do you have to go to Johnny Landlord, mom and dad, asking them to paint a wall, make any changes, but you truly get to make your own decisions on any improvements, repairs, anything you want with your own home, because it's yours. You own it. So today we're going to dive into 10 ways your life changes when you switch from a renter to a homeowner. So let's get started. Reason number one, big change number one, is you get to start building wealth. You're not just paying bills. When you rent, every single payment you make is simply just an expense. It's gone forever. But when you own, every payment you make is a deposit in your future. That's right. You pay down your loan, you build equity, and you build your credit. That's because you're building equity not only through appreciation, but debt pay down as well. Let's just take, for example, if you're paying $1,000 a month rent payment, which rent's not $1,000 in a month anymore, that is $12,000 a year that you're paying in rent, and it goes towards nothing, not even a tax benefit. If you're paying $2,000 a month, that's $24,000 that you're paying. And if you're paying $1,500 a month, you are paying $18,000 a year towards someone else's mortgage. So just think about that. Annually, you are no longer a line item on your own tax return. You are on someone else's. They get the tax benefit. They get the interest deduction, and they get to write off their wear and tear while you're just paying their debt. Mindset shift number two, reason number two, rent always goes up every single year. That's right. Over the long haul, rent always goes up. Now, with your mortgage, if you have a fixed rate, it stays the same. You have the same payment every single month. The only time it ever changes is if your taxes or insurance increases, which that does happen. But if you are paying a fixed rate mortgage over a duration of 30 years, 20 years, 15 years, your payment stays the same. So when you own, you lock in that monthly payment and you have this ability to plan ahead. You don't know when your payment's going to go up. You don't know if you're going to get an eviction notice. You don't know if you're going to get a notice to quit, but you're always going to know exactly what your mortgage payment is. And that stability gives you that peace of mind for your family. Big shift number three, you gain freedom over your space. As a renter, you have to ask permission to make improvements. Paint the wall, you got to ask the landlord. Make a repair, you got to ask the landlord. If you wanted to landscape the backyard or do something different, you got to ask the landlord. Even worse, depending on your lease agreement, if you have more than your family over and you're having someone stay overnight, you got to ask the landlord. And forget about pets. Let's not even go down that road. But when you own, your home is yours. You could do whatever you want with it. You could paint the home. You can make an improvement. You can decorate it however you want. You can do whatever you please because you own that asset. You want to throw a party? You want to have 50 people over? Guess what? You're not going to have any issues whatsoever trying to get permission. Reason number 4, you get tax benefits. That's right. Depending on your itemized deductions or if you take the lump sum, talk to your CPA, but you get interest rate reductions if you own your home. Tax, you get to line item your taxes, your insurance, all of it. When you rent, you get a little bit of a rent credit, but that is it. You don't get that tax benefit. Reason number 5, you get to create a family legacy. I myself built our family's legacy from owning a home from 2000. My first home I bought was in 2008. We did end up losing that home and we did buy another one in 2012. But that was the catalyst. That was what took us to the next level, to be able to build the equity, sell that home, take that lump sum and put it down on a new home, and you continue to upgrade. And we ended up turning that into a rental, and that helped us build our net worth and our family's legacy. So home ownership creates a legacy that you can be proud of to pass down to your children. You build your equity that you could take to your next upgraded home. But when you rent, you don't have any of those options. Reason number 6, you get stability. That's right. You get to put your children in the right schools. You get to know your neighbors. You are stable. You don't know when that notice to quit or notice to terminate is coming. You don't know if that homeowner or landlord is going to end up selling their house. You know exactly what the future holds for your home because you're the owner and you call the shots. So that peace of mind allows you to, 1, find employment that you're happy with, 2, get to know your neighbors and establish yourself and build those deep roots, and 3, create that stability for your children. Reason number 7, and my wife loves this one, is it changes everything on how you see the world. Now, this could be a good or bad thing, but I can tell you this, when we go to Home Depot or Lowe's or any home decor store, guess what? Your mindset shifts. My wife, she can see a knack for something new that needs to come in the house, or she gets inspired by something she sees on TV or online on Pinterest. And next thing you know, it's inside our house. When you rent, you don't quite look at your home that same way. Now, yes, you do decorate and you might buy a few things, but you don't buy something that's going to be permanent. When it's your home, I promise you, you're going to shift the way you look at things. You're going to see other people's homes and you're going to copy their ideas, or you're going to go to a store and you're going to be inspired. Versus renting, you're just waiting until you find your next house. Reason number 8, community. So for me personally, I love community and human interaction and connection. The virtual world is a thing of the past for me and a lot of other people. I love leaning into our spirituality, which is the basis of our name, Azcension Homes. But when you're in a community, you can find your church, you can find your friends, you can find your neighbors, you can find your local libraries or stores or community that you can connect with other people with, have barbecues, sports, schools, all of it. You finally establish, you build your roots, and you know exactly who you're surrounding yourself with. Reason number 9, pride of ownership. I got to tell you, when you own your home and you host Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas and you have family over, it's a completely different feel. That's right. You have the sense of being proud. You know you can let the kids run around, do whatever they want because it is your home. You don't have to worry about any damages. You don't have to worry about where to go, what to do. You know exactly who's going to be coming over. You know exactly where you're going to be living 5, 10, 15 years down the road, so you can build those family traditions. I know with my family, we love hosting Thanksgiving every single year, and that's been a tradition for us. And you simply just can't do that with renting. Now you can host every year, but it's just different. I promise you that. Reason number 10, you now have a tangible asset. That's right. You own your home. It appreciates. It grows in value. You pay down the debt. If interest rates decrease, you can refinance and lower your payment. You can't do that with rent. Your landlord can refinance. His payment goes down, but guess what? your rent stays the same. That savings doesn't get passed on to you. Even better yet, if you wanted to build a pool or get a home equity line of credit, or maybe a second mortgage to pay off some debt or take out student loans, you can do that because you have an asset that you can pledge to secure that loan. With renting, you simply can't. It's only personalized unsecured loans, and you're limited on the amount you can borrow and the interest rates you receive. So once you have that asset, it gives you more opportunity to do something different and make moves financially. All right, now I know that was a lot of information, so let's recap. When you stop renting and you start owning, you get to 1, build wealth, 2, get stability, 3, take control of your space, you save on taxes, you create legacy, you gain security, stability, you see new possibilities, you build your community, and you feel that pride. And most importantly, you control your future. So buying your first home isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Here at Azcension Homes, we provide that opportunity for you. We have specialized incentives and loan programs for you, the home buyer, to get you in your first home. We deal with clients all the time who are renting and they simply aren't aware of the opportunities that are in front of them. So we will cater to you, connect you with our preferred lenders, package up that deal, and get you started in your first home. So if you're ready to stop renting and start owning, reach out, email us, follow, like, subscribe, and share with someone who could use this. So thank you again for joining me today at Azcension Homes. And this is The Purchase Path, and we'll see you next time. The cost of living has pushed too many families out of the communities they love. They work hard, but still can't afford enough space. Rent keeps rising and home ownership feels like a distant dream. That's where The Purchase Path comes in. I'm Des Losberg, founder of Azcension Homes, and I retired after 22 years in the lending industry after I kept seeing the same pattern. Good, hardworking families getting locked out, not because they didn't deserve a home, but because no one ever showed them a real way forward. This podcast exists to change that. Here you'll learn about real paths to ownership like zero down financing options, down payment grants, lease to own programs, and financing options that are actually designed for families like yours. This isn't about fluffy dreams or get rich quick advice. It's about clarity, options, strategy. So whether you're relocating, renting, or just tired of waiting, you'll get the tools and the truth to move forward one step at a time. Follow The Purchase Path now on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen and start your journey with Azcension Homes. Your path, your purchase, your time.